Hey guys, today is going to be a quick video regarding installation of the lower crash bars, uh, which is like that. We have to do unboxing on that real quick on a 2020 Bmw R1250Gs. This is the lower suspension variant, so we'll get right to it. Okay, let's open this up and see what we find inside. Okay, this is the hardware that came with it. Looks like everything seems to be in order. Basic instruction set, obviously. So let's dive right in. Alright, so the instructions, let's just say they're not the most helpful. Somewhat misleading. So here's the issue. The instructions are separate for the left and... Okay, let me repeat that. The item list is different for the left side and the right side. Although, same set of bolts and screws and nuts, but they are labeled differently. So you might be tempted to just look at the first page and start labeling the pairs, but you'll have to redo everything because that's what I did. So just take individual bolt and nut and washer and any bracket or spacer and label them. That's how I labeled them, using some painter's tape, and I just kind of put the different pieces together just so I know when I'm reaching for them what all washers and spacers to pick up in a given set of instructions. And but that was the only icky part, although it's the same screws, but they're just labeled differently between the left and right side. But once you figure that out, it's pretty easy. Just take your time at this stage. Go through all of them twice, because if you do this right, it'll make the rest of the task really easy, because it's just putting together some bolts. There's nothing too technical about it. So here are the sockets that we would need. We need obviously the hex. Let's see. We need T50 and T55, and we need a 1M8 and 1M6, and then we need a 18mm socket and a breaker bar. I got 2 sets of wrenches, and I will be using a heat gun. I had the vernier caliper at hand. That really helped me measure these, as everything is by millimeters, so the bolts are different lengths. And a heat gun will be helpful because once you are loosening the main bolt, I believe it has some Loctite on it, so it'll just make it a little bit easy. I have a traditional car jack. I don't think I'll need it, but I have it handy just in case. All right, a couple other things I forgot to mention is that you'll need a blue Loctite and a torque wrench. I would recommend you go through the torque specs ahead of time and just mark them down. There's one goofy thing, which is that for these 2 bolts and these 2 bolts, the one that go into the engine, there is no torque spec. it says OEM for both of them. So I had to look it up, and I'll post them in the comments. There's another manufacturer that has those torque specs specified, so I'm going to mention them in the comments. You can use them. Alright, so I gave it a shot, and this nut is not budging, so I'm just gonna use a heat gun to warm up the Loctite. This is the main shaft nut that we need to take off. That's good.
Oh.
Okay, so these two require Loctite blue. other side. It would help if I put some grease on it. Beautiful. Wow. Tolerance is super tight. Alright, so we're going to mount the mount here. These are nylock nuts, so they're only going to go as far as they will. Get all the bolts in position so we're not fumbling for them at the very end. Instructions. Get the thread locker applied and ready to go. Alright, so we're gonna try and position you like this, capture everything. Alright, so the first one. Hang it here. Okay, then position the spacer. And then it's interesting. Alright, so all the torque specs have been applied. This is 55 pound-feet. These two are 40 and the other side as well. This one is 33, this one is 17. Yep. Looks pretty neat. If you have any questions, just comment below. Next project will be to install the Clearwater auxiliary lights with a CAN bus option. So see you then. Bye.